White House reviewing possible funding cuts for Portland amid immigration protests. More Portland news. I just, you gotta love it. And if you look at our bias distribution here, you can see that it's not a blind spot, because it's literally just, it's stupid. Anyway, 60% of the reporting is coming from the right, 33% is coming from the center, and 7% is coming from the left. And you can see that skews the factuality to 60% is higher. I have a story pulled by Reuters, I believe. So it says it's a center-leaning distribution with very high factuality, and on our factuality list, it's only third down. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that story. I love this image. Portland never changed. I was born in Portland. I love Portland. Never change. U.S. President Donald Trump has directed his team to review financial aid to Portland, Oregon that can be cut as his anger with the city's anti-government and anti-fascist protests mount, and the White House said on Friday. We will not fund states that allow anarchy, White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt told reporters. She gave no details about what funds Trump, a Republican, might try to block. Since returning to the White House in January, Trump has repeatedly used the threats of withholding federal funding, which is mandated by Congress, to punish those he views as political opponents, including Democrats in states and local governments and elite universities, which he views as overrun by Marxists. In the streets of downtown Portland, the largest city in Oregon, have been filled sporadically in the last few years with left-wing protests, most recently focused on immigration and custom enforcement agents carrying out Trump's plan to arrest and deport more migrants. Portland city officials said the Trump administration was threatening to withhold federal funding from the city without formal notice or justification. The move would siphon vital funding for our economy during a government shutdown that is already hurting cities like ours across the nation, Portland Mayor Keith Wilson, a Democrat, said in a statement. We will use every legal constitutional tool at our disposal to protect our residents, uphold our values, and defend the rights of every Portlander, he said. Leavitt also said she was dismayed that a conservative independent journalist was among 3 people arrested by Portland police at a demonstration outside ICE offices. This incident is part of a troubling trend in Portland where left-wing mobs believe they get to decide who can visit and live in their city, Leavitt told reporters. It's not their city, it's the American people's city. Police said the journalist Nicholas Sortor was arrested along with 2 others for fighting at the protest and charged with disorderly conduct. Video shows Sortor arguing with protesters, and he said on Friday he had acted in self-defense. Leavitt said she had spoken with Sortor, and the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division was examining whether Sortor was a victim of viewpoint discrimination by Portland police. What the fuck? Last week, Trump said he considers the city's anti-fascism protesters, sometimes referred to as Antifa, to be domestic terrorists, and that he was sending soldiers there to protect ICE agents and facilities. This week, he said he was taking control of the Oregon National Guard, the state's militia. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek, also a Democrat, said in a written statement that she would not be bullied into allowing the president to disregard Oregonians' rights to govern themselves. Pulling federal funding would harm people of Oregon and be a dereliction of the president's duty to solve real problems, Kotek added. In response to the arrest of Sortor, the Portland Police Bureau said in a statement it enforced the law impartially. As with all such situations, arrests are based on observed behavior and probable cause, not political affiliation or public profile, the police said in a statement. Wilson and other leaders in Oregon have denounced efforts to militarize policing in Portland and say Trump is violating the U.S. Constitution. As with other states, most federal aid in Oregon helps fund healthcare, education, transportation, and infrastructure. Hey, thanks for checking out this video from Nightly News this morning. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video or when we go live on Tuesdays and Fridays.